Hello, I'm back. It's Cassie. What up? Today, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using products under $10. Yes, you heard me correctly. So for all of my frugal people out there who like shopping on a budget, or if you just like genuinely quality makeup that just happens to be at a great price point, then keep watching. I'm gonna be using products that I love and just use all the time. And then I also picked up some things that I've never tried before. So it'll be a sort of mini first impressions with those. So if you wanna see how to do a full face of beautiful makeup using products under $10, then keep watching. But first, I have to put my hair up. It's driving me crazy. I'll do that, and then I'll be back. All right, now that I have my hair up in a bun, I feel like I can do my makeup now. Is anyone else like that? Like, do you have to have your hair out of your face? I don't know, like I see some people like have it parted and they put the clips in to like hold it down. No, that would still annoy me. It needs to be up, out of the way, right? Am I the only one? Okay, anyway. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna start with is the eyes because that's what I always do. And I picked up this LA Girl palette. Look at it. Is that not fall in the palette? I think it is. It's just these really pretty like burnt orange, burgundy, this shimmer brown that looks really pretty. And again, under $10. So before that, I'm going to prime my eyelids with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And this is what I'm going to use as my base. So I'm just going to dab, 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 and blend it in. And use my finger. Use what you want. Brush, finger, whatever works. But if you're using your finger, just don't pull too hard. Okay, so now that my eyes are primed and ready to go, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to pick up this tan shade. Whoa, I just dipped in very lightly and got a lot of kickback. It's like a freaking snowfall over here. Tapping off all of that excess. This is crazy. It's like there's a pile of eyeshadow in this pan now. All right, and then going in to my crease. Man, that is powdery. Okay, going back and forth. But I mean, there's pigment, so that's a win. Sometimes in my crease and just a little bit above my crease, like blending it up a little above my crease. Circular motions. Like, that's pretty. And that blended out nicely. It's just a mountain of eyeshadow fallout in my pan. I guess you can get over that, huh? I mean, do you see that? Like, can you see that? Do you see that? Okay, so next I'm going to go in with this burnt orange shade. And I'm using my Morphe M433 brush. Again, a lot of kickback, tapping off the excess. And I'm gonna place this on my outer corner and dragging it into the crease, the outer crease right here. I'm kind of just gonna drag it on the bottom part of my lid inward. So that one kind of blended out a lot in the sense that there isn't a lot of color payoff right there, so I'm just gonna keep going in and building. But they blend really nicely. They blend together nicely, so that's good. I just wish there was more color payoff. All right, now I'm going to go back with my M441 brush that I used and just blend the two together. I'm not putting anything else on it, but... And then going back one more time with my M433 brush and the burnt orange again, just to try and intensify that outer corner even more. And now I'm going to take this top left cream matte on my finger, the cheapest brush you can buy. And I'm gonna put that on the inner corner meeting the outer orange color. And now that I have that placed, I'm gonna go back in with the burnt orange and build up the outer corner again. And sort of push this into my crease and bring it a bit into my inner corner. And then I'm gonna take a little more of that tan, the initial tan color we went into, on the M441 brush and go back over that transition area to make sure that the burnt orange isn't like sharp or harsh line. All right, so I'm gonna pause with the eyeshadow there, and I'm going to move on to the face. And so for the face, I bought this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. And I also have one of my favorite foundations, which is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I don't know which one I wanna use. Should I try something new or should I do what I know is really good? Well, let me see if I actually got the right color of the ColourPop one, because let me tell you, without the testers, it is hard. So let me see. It's actually pretty dang close. That's actually pretty good. Should I just do this? All right, I'm just gonna do this. Pumping some on the back of my hand. Just kind of going around. Actually, it's like a bit light. Wow, I was so excited. I don't think it's that bad though. I think it's pretty good. For not being able to like look at a tester? Or am I just crazy and this is like really light? All right, well anyway, so I also am going to use this Real Techniques sponge, which I have never used this either. So this is the first impression as well. And I'm just going to pat this into my skin. Oh, this is kind of light. What the heck? Okay. It's making me look like a ghost. I mean, like, I know it's spooky season, but I'm not doing a Halloween look right now. I don't know, let me know. Am I crazy? I can't tell now. I just can't tell. I also don't... All right, just ignore me. I'm blabbering to myself. I feel like this sponge isn't like, or maybe it's the foundation. It's just like not moving around when I'm dabbing it into my skin. Oh, this is definitely too like light for me. I don't know why I thought this was a good match. It looks good when I put it on, and then for some reason it looks way too light when I'm blending it out. That's nice. It's like it is like a pretty fresh coverage. I'm still glowing, right? Still glowing a little bit. Maybe I'll just go over with my Photo Focus as well. Why not? Show you both. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with Photo Focus. Tap this on. Oh, that's crazy. It used to smell really bad, but now I don't smell anything. So I wonder if they changed that. It used to smell like the MAC foundation that, why can't I think of the name of it? Like everyone used it. Studio Fix Fluid. Am I right? Is that right? What is wrong with my brain today, people? And now I'm gonna dab it in again. Whoa, I don't think these two like each other because unless it's a sponge, but that just like moved the foundation on my cheek right there. Weird. What is this? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it, Carl. Okay. I'm gonna switch over to my Morphe sponge because I really like the Morphe sponge. And I don't know, I wonder if it was the other sponge that was giving me problems or if it was because I was layering the two. I don't know, but it doesn't look bad. It looks good. I like it. It looks good. I will say though, for just a general recommendation, this Photo Focus is so good. It's so good. It's so good. I have to test this one out more. I can't really give that, you know, other than this first impression of what you're seeing when I applied it. That's all I can say to that. But to this, it's amazing. Get it. Especially now that it doesn't smell like crapola. I would definitely get this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So good. Okay, so now I'm going to conceal with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is what I used on my eyes as a base. And I'm going to do a little boop, 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 boop. That's it. That's all she wrote. I don't know. I don't like being cakey. Do you? I don't. So there we go. And with my Morphe sponge, I'm going to pat this in. and I look up, I already feel like I put too much concealer because I'm gonna have to go on my pinky and drag it down a bit so it doesn't go up there. All right, blend it in. And the concealer over here lifts this part of your face up, up, up. So you're highlighting this and lifting it. And it's kind of like a dual effect. You can clean up your eyeshadow so it's not like this super sharp line, or maybe if you go too crazy, then you just F up your eyeshadow. So press, press, press. I also haven't used a sponge in so long. I've just been using brushes. And I also bought a Clarisonic, so I've been using that makeup brush head for like every time I do makeup, to be honest. But that is not under 10. No, she's not. So the sponge it is. So once I tapped that in with the sponge, I'm gonna go use the warmth of my fingers and pat that in and warm up the product to make sure that it's really getting in, absorbing into my skin, melting in there. I think this was the ColourPop foundation, but just the glow that I'm seeing is nice. All right, so I went in and applied a little bit more eyeshadow on the outer corner because like I said, I got too much concealer, too much cleanup happening over there. So I wanted to bring it back. All right, so now I'm gonna bronze up the face, and I got this e.l.f. bronzer palette right here. And I have this Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm gonna pick up this top left shade right here and tap on the bronzer. And just to try out another one, I also picked up the Wet n Wild bronzer right here. I'm gonna try this as well. This Wet n Wild one has a little bit of a sheen to it, so just keep that in mind. All right, now for blush, I have this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek blush in Count Me In. It's this peachy coral color right here, and I'm gonna use my Real Techniques sponge and pick some of that up. Ooh. That has an interesting scent. I can't put my finger on it, but I did not expect that. Anyway, I'm gonna dab it on my cheek. That blended in nicely to everything. Just put a little bit on my forehead, down my nose, my chin, just to balance everything out. All right, now for the most satisfying part, the highlighter. I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlight, and this is in Precious Petals, and I'm going to take my Morphe M501 brush and swirl it on in there. Oh yeah. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Love that. Right, and on this side, I'm going to take my Morphe sponge and dip in there just to give you some options. I'm gonna hit this side. All right, now I'm gonna take this Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush, this little tiny guy right here, and I'm gonna dip into this highlighter, the same highlighter, and I'm gonna put that on my brow bone, the outer portion right here, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I don't like doing too much of that because I don't think it looks great on me, but just a little bit, A dab will do ya. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a wing liner. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in black that I always talk about. It's amazing. $3.99, so good. And I'm gonna move my mirror closer to me, and then I'm gonna do that. All right, so I'm gonna take the eyeliner, again, wipe off the excess. Then I'm gonna kind of gauge where I want my wing height to be, like the angle. I'm gonna check sort of with my eyebrow. These kids are screaming and they won't stop. Will they ever stop? I don't think so. All right, so I'm gonna get the angle that I want, looking at my eyebrow and sort of bringing my wing up to meet where that would be extended. Does that make sense? Did I explain that right? Or was that just confusing? And then I'm gonna start at the top where my wing will be, and I'm gonna drag it down. And this is sort of one of those things where you just have to go for it and be confident. And then I'm going to bring the connector line from the tip down here to sort of form this triangle. That kid just asked the other kid if he liked Harry Potter. I'm sorry, are you breathing? And now I'm gonna draw the middle part of my wing into my inner corner. And there, my goal is to sort of, use that line that I created as a guide in terms of the height of the band, but to not make sure it doesn't go too high because again, when I open my eyes, it'll just be all black and I don't want that. All right, so I'm back and I finished my wing liner, and let me just do a quick PSA. If you are doing your wing liner for hours, it seems, and you can't get them symmetrical no matter how hard you try, let me just tell you this. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. I can't sometimes with myself. I can't do it. All right, so now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with that Morphe JH42 small brush. I'm gonna take that burnt orange shade and I'm gonna run it close to my lash line. And I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, I'm gonna stop like right here. And then I'm gonna go in with this Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush. And I'm gonna take that initial tan color, top off the excess, because there's a lot of excess in this palette. And I'm gonna smoke it out. Oh my gosh, that powder's going in my eyeball. It is just smoking up there. Like, look at how much fallout is in this palette right now. All right, now it's time for brows. And I picked up this e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and I was kind of excited about it because it was $2.99, and I open it and the freaking product part just flew right out. I can't give this one a fair shot, so I'm gonna put that to the side. All right, so I also picked up this Joa Brow Pencil, Brow Down to Me. I love that name. And one end it has the pencil that you twist up, and the other end has a spoolie. So I'm gonna take the pencil end and I'm going to just feather in lightly at the biggest part of my brow right here, just strokes. Oh, I like this. This is like very delicate strokes you can get with this to create hair-like strokes, like actual hair-like strokes. And then see how there's this bald part right here? I'm gonna continue flicking and creating small hairs to fill that in. And then I'm gonna go a little thicker on the end, on the tail. And by thicker, I mean I'm just gonna put a little bit more pressure and fill it in a bit more. And then I'm gonna flip around to the spoolie end and comb that through. And that's nice, I like that. All right, so another product that I wanted to try that I picked up is this Essence Make Me Brow Gel. And you don't have to do this as a second step, but I just thought it'd be cool to try. So I'm going to, it's a little spoolie, and you just comb this gel through your brows. I actually really like that. It's nice. All right, so I just curled my lashes, and I'm gonna go in with, Essence Lash Princess and Waterproof. It's amazing. Come on, it's so good. Under $10. What is it, like $4? It's so good. All right, come on, look at these lashes. Are you kidding? That's so crazy. I love this mascara, and you could just leave it at this. Like normally I don't even wear false lashes, but for the sake of doing a full face using products under $10, I am going to pop on these Ardell Demi Wispy lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have my lashes on, and now the last step is the lips. So I'm gonna take this Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in number 2 and line my lips. All right, so now that I have the lip liner done, I lined it, but then I also filled in my lips. And I'm gonna go in now with my favorite liquid lipstick from the drugstore, hands down, is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit. And this is in the shade Missy and Fierce, 930B. All right, so the lips are done, and that completes the full face of makeup using products under $10. The only thing I'll say is I really liked everything, but the LA Girl eyeshadow palette, there was a lot of fallout. So if you can get over that and you need a palette under $10, then I would still pick it up because I think it, you know, created this cute fall matte eye look, and they blended really nicely. So it really was just the fallout. You know, so that's personal preference. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, like, that's a lot. That's a lot of fallout. It's everywhere. Why did I just do that? That was so dumb. And so if you can even just breach that $10 price point and go into the $12 to $15 range, you can get like beautiful palettes. Like Juvia's Place palettes are stunning, and they're like around $12 to $15. You can get ColourPop palettes that are like $12, I believe. There are a bunch of different options if you just go a little bit above 10, but for the sake of below 10, I think it's still a good deal if you get a palette like this, if you can get over the fallout. So that's all I had to say. Everything else, I love the Photo Focus foundation. I love the cat suits. Really everything I use from Wet n Wild is so good. The eyeliner, the highlight is amazing. And the Essence mascara, I really like the brow products I tried. The Essence Brow Gel, the Joa Brow Pencil, ColourPop blush. That was really nice as well. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the look, and I'll see ya in my next one.